Hello, everybody. Oh, darn it. Hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all. Happy Saturday. Give me one shit. Give me 1 second. Let me set up Instagram. What the hell? All right, there we go. All right. Okay. Hey, y'all. Okay. All right. Happy Saturday. How y'all doing? Happy Valentine's Day. Yes. Hope you guys have a magnificent day wherever you are in this beautiful world. Hey. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozine. And today I'm reading for the beautiful and the handsome collective. Hello, 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 collective. Today I'm going to do the flowers because I got some flowers. Flowers, 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 flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. Okay. Don't forget a couple of announcements before we get into it. The workshop or the book here, Wisdom Beyond Wounds, is readily available for purchase on Amazon.com. Also, the workshop as well is starting on March 8th. It ends on March 29th. It is a 4-week intensive workshop surrounding diving deeper, surrounding this book here. So if you like my teaching style, you would definitely like the way that I teach in the more so privatized intensive workshop. Okay. So yes, all that information has been disseminated across all my social media outlets. Please make sure that you're following me on all my social media outlets: TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I think that's it. All my social media outlets. All right. Let's get into this read. So, channel message here is they're burnt out. I'm going to be speaking with a twist, more so, of course, psychologically, but it's going to be philosophical as well, too, today. All right. So, sometimes words are not what it seems. You may see a word and you're like, oh, okay, that's it. And it's not really that case. So, channel message here is they're burnt out. So, from a narcissistic standpoint, burnt out rarely comes from doing too much. And this is normally how people think and assume when they hear the word burnt out. But burnt out in this instance here comes from maintaining too many illusions at once. So, of course, there are many different ways in regards to how you can perceive a specific word. And in this instance here, when we're speaking about burnout today, their burnout more so correlates to too many illusions. They can't keep up the mass, they can't keep up with everything that they have done here. So the exhaustion of it is identity strain, the false self working overtime to outrun exposure. So because of all the masks completely falling one by one, or hell, falling all at once here, they are straining to keep up with this so-called identity that they thought that was going to be able to be remain intact. Okay. So burnt out for them is not physical fatigue. It is ego depletion. They are exhausted from constantly monitoring how they are perceived. And I'm pretty sure that is very, very, very tiring. Imagine someone caters or dedicates to their life on a day to day, 24 hours, we'll say 12 to 18 hours per day. And every day they're lying to themselves. And we have now concluded that a person that tends to lie to themselves is one that's not, of course, not going to be truthful with self. They're always going to live in this fantasy world of the lies. So of course it's going to deplete their ego. And this is where you come in here, because you were the one at the time that were more so, we'll say, combing their ego or stroking their ego to where their ego got really, really big or out of control. So when you left, you burst that ego, and now they're starting back at square one. So they are very exhausted from constantly monitoring how they are perceived, because that's very important to them, specifically narcissistic fools. They love when people see them in a certain way, and because they're not being perceived in that way, they have to go into overdrive to ensure that their ego is not deflated. The moment they sense they cannot control that perception anymore, their nervous system drops into withdrawal, not rest. Now, the nervous system represents, again, our flight or fight mechanisms of self. And they were always in a fighting mode, but you could not see the deeper mechanics surrounding this person or group of people here. When it came to the nervous system, because you were the one at the time hiding their true identity, because you were, in a space where honestly you were entertaining it by arguing and fighting and things of that nature. And of course, since you're not doing that, it's not working. So I say all that to say here, because the perception that they thought that they were going to have, or it was going to stick with them permanently, it has been completely destroyed. And since it has been completely destroyed, now the nervous system is showing proof that the system that they've always had, it wasn't always intact. They were always a nervous wreck, but you couldn't tell, because they did things to sidetrack, or more so get you to be the butt of the joke or be the center of attention, while they consistently keep trying to regulate their nervous system. So this is why they cannot rest. So their burnout often appears right after someone stops feeding the image. And this is what you did. When admiration, emotional reactions, or competition disappear, the performance has no audience. And what collapses is not really their energy, it is the false identity that depended on being witnessed. So let's break this down a bit. We all have some form of energy, right? Some people have good energy, some people have bad energy. Some people have wholesome energy, some people have fragmented energy. But we all hold some form of energy in some way, shape, or form. Y'all want to have to take that how that resonates, because you're living your life and only you know, are aware in regards to what type of energy you may hold, okay, or embody with self. Where it is, what collapses is not their energy. Their energy is still within them. Okay, so we're dealing more so people that are fragmented or not wholesome with self. And it is causing the false identity that they depended on being witnessed. So yes, now you're able to see the actual energy, the true identity of their energy, the true embodiment of their energy, which is fragmentation, which is not 100% wholesome. And you're realizing, now you're witnessing it, not only you witnessing it, other people are witnessing here, and they're realizing that the things that they said that they were and the things that they did or whatever is not who they truly are. So They rarely admit this internally, so they reframe the exhaustion as being overwhelmed, misunderstood, or they're done with drama. But yet they're the one that keep creating the drama. They're the one that keep creating scenarios to where they're feeling misunderstood. And I strongly feel that's very intentional. And they're also creating scenarios where they are feeling overwhelmed because of the fragmentation of the energy that they embody, if that makes sense. So, in reality, or the truth of it all, they are drained from training, or I'm sorry, they're drained from trying to sustain feeling more superior to you in a space where someone quietly stopped believing in the act. Let's break this down. Here's an example. They spend months, they spend weeks, or they spend days, they spend weeks, they spend months, hell, some even spend years managing impressions, many different impressions. So when they're around you, you get a different side of them. When they're around other people, they get another side of them. No, the two different people, you and another person, are not going to get the same person. They're going to play the part however way they need to play the part to ensure the fragmentation of the embodiments of their energy that they carry is not being seen by that person who they're connecting with at the time. It's a reason for that. Let's say this, for instance, you're whole, or you becoming wholesome within your energy, but this is what you embody, right? If you are surround another person that also embodies that wholesomeness that you embody within yourself, then you're going to feel more down to earth. You may feel relaxed. You may feel chill. You may not feel, you're questioning things. It's going to feel right because it's a connection, if that makes sense. It's an embody. This person's embodying their wholenessness, and also you. So it's going to be an integrated positive connection versus someone who has a lot of fragmented energy that's embodied within them, and you have your wholesomeness energy and you're connecting with this person. There's going to be some form of muddied waters, or there's going to be some friction, or opposition, oppression. It's not going to match. Now, something is going to happen. So if you're not aware in regards to energy, speaking from an energy standpoint, if you're not aware and they're not aware, and you guys keep trying to commingle together, that's where the clash is coming in. Now, again, you're coming in with good intentions because the wholesomeness of your energy shows that, it exhibits that for you. So again, that's why I keep saying your energy, let your energy speak for you. You don't really have to speak and talk and do all those things. Your energy is always going to show you who you are. And that's what happened, of course. Your energy always presents you before you actually open your mouth, or you come, you know what I mean? You do your thing. So, um, dang, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh yes, that's what I was saying. So their fragmentation of their, we'll say, unwholesome energy, they see that within you. They see that you're very whole, and they like what they see within you. So they feel that if they can change or shift the way that you see them, and they mimic your wholesomeness energy, they think that it's going to be successful to where you will be able to connect with them. But again, you may be able to connect with them initially or in the beginning state or stages of things, but something happens to where their mask slips, which is the fragmentation, okay, of themselves is starting to slip through, it crack through, break through, and you're looking like, something not right here. What's going on with that person? And then they're trying to hurry up. They're trying to fix the cracks within themselves, because again, the cracks are already there. It was already there. It just came to a point in time where you're now able to successfully see it in the way that you need to see it for you to understand that that person is not the right person for you to be connecting with energetically. Hopefully that makes sense. So since their cracks or the mask are slipping away, they can't handle the fact that you see that. So the moment they realize you see through it and no longer react, because when you saw it, you was like, you may have had an aha moment. You may have come into Jesus moment. You may have been made aware as to who you were dealing with at the time. So the moment they realize you see it, you see through it and no longer react, the performance loses purpose. Remember, as I mentioned, hey boy, I love you too. Everyone has a purpose in this life. It's all about your awareness and your perception as to how you perceive life. And everyone is going to perceive life very differently. Their performance specifically, or sorry, their purpose in life was to perform, to get ahead. You do not need to perform to get ahead. If you just be yourself, it's going to help you to stand in your purpose much quicker, and you're going to feel so much better about yourself. Everyone's purpose is not the same. I'll use me as an example. I am a motivational speaker. That's one of my many hats. There are other motivational speakers as well too. Even though we might still be in the same niche, our purpose is still slightly different, if that makes sense. That's why I always say there are many ways to skin a cat. So just because I am a motivational speaker and there's another person that's a motivational speaker, we both can be great in what we do, but we're still in our own lane, if that makes sense. They don't see life in that way. So whatever, however resonates for you, someone sees you in your purpose, or you're becoming to stand in your purpose, and they want to do the same thing that you do, but then get mad at you because they can't do what you do. Clearly, because they're not you, number one. And then number two, sometimes they are not able, they don't have the permission or the bandwidth to embody that same purpose, which is your purpose. So they get mad at you because you have been successfully been able to become very wholesome, 100% truthful, 100% authentic within yourself, which equates to your wholesomeness, which then equates to you being able to step into your purpose. They want to fight you down. They want to argue with you. They want to discredit you. They want to say that you're lying. They want to say that you're not true. They want to say that you're inauthentic, all because you saw past their mask. The mask was created to hide the cracks, the fragmentation that was already there. That's why people wear masks. I'll give you an example. It's cold. It's cold as hell, right? And if you don't properly moisturize yourself before you go outside, and you don't put on any type of, let's say, a hat, or a winter hat or a winter mask or something before you go outside, and you allow your skin or your face to be exposed to the element, what do you think is going to happen over time? Your face is going to get super cold. Your face may start to get cracked. It may start to get red. You know what I mean? So the exposure for them was already there, and they created and wore many different masks to hide the fragmentation or the cracks that were already there. This is why they don't feel fulfilled in their purpose. And they want to blame you for that. This is why they feel burnt out. Going back to my notes, burnt out for them is not a physical fatigue. No, we're not speaking physically. Okay, we're speaking energetically. From the it's ego depletion. The ego is surrounding around energy. And if someone has to feed their ego, they're going to utilize other people to do that, to ensure that their ego never depletes, if that makes sense. So they are exhausted from constantly monitoring how they are perceived. Oh, I gotta wear this mask today. Oh God, I gotta wear this mask today. Okay, you all right? I gotta wear this mask today. Oh, all right. Oh, well, wait, what happened to that other mask I had? So they're creating many different masks, but the only way that they can successfully create many different masks is if they're around people that are completely solidified in their purpose. So you are the blueprint for success, whatever your purpose is. And people see that, and people want to copy that. But for the ones that want to copy that, it gets deeper than just copying you. They become too obsessed, overwhelmingly obsessed, to the point where they want to step you out of your purpose, and they want to live or ride or drive in your purpose. And it doesn't work that way. So burnt out really comes from doing too much. It comes from maintaining too many illusions at once. You're not maintaining any illusion because you don't have to, because you embody truth. Big difference between illusions and truth, or illusions and reality. You don't have to maintain any illusions because that's not what you embody. They do. So when one mask slips or one illusion slip, they have to quickly put something together to create another thing. Okay. It's like if um face mask, right? Let's say you have like a clay face mask, and you got to put water in it first, and you kind of got to make the concoction up, and then you kind of put it on your face, right? That's a perfect example. And you're supposed to let it just kind of dry for a little bit. But over time, let's say 5-10 minutes later, it's dry, and then you actually start to see the different cracks, different sizes and the different shapes of the cracks on the face. So if you don't like how the cracks are looking on your face, well, then you may apply more of that mask or more of that clay onto your face. So that way now you finally feel, you got like a smooth, more foundation on your face, if that makes sense. The face here, metaphorically speaking, is the perception. So they're constantly creating many masks or many clay. They keep concocting many different types of face fronts because they don't want people to see the cracks of their perception or the cracks from their illusion. So this is what we're dealing with here. This is why they feel burnt out, because the exhaustion is identity strain. They're straining themselves to get you to identify them specifically in a certain way. That's a limited mindset. That's a closed-in mindset. That's a person that refuses to grow. That's a person that refuses to accept who they are. And there's many different stipulations, of course. But that's what we're dealing with today. Okay, let's use this first. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, y'all. All right, let's see. People don't get like how they are overnight. The environment is an example. Their upbringing is another example. Their experiences in life is what make a person them in this day and age, or in this day. We'll just say today. So if you're meeting someone for the first time and they're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, but behind their age is many experiences. Behind their age could be many traumas. Behind their age are things that they have not quite healed yet. And because they haven't quite healed it yet, behind their age, it's cracked. So some people may tend to utilize age to hide all of the experiences or the traumatic experiences that they may have actually experienced. And some people tend to use their age, it doesn't matter what age, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, because these cracks don't just happen overnight. It happens over time through experiences, despite what the experiences may be. And if you don't heal from the experience, if you haven't learned your lesson from that experience, well, that crack is, first off, is initially going to start off as a crack. And then that crack is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger because you just forgot about it. You ignored it. You just let it be. So when they finally meet someone who, yes, you may have went through the same experiences, but the difference between you is that even though you went through those traumatic experiences, you're taking the initiative to heal or to seal the cracks behind of what you went through, if that makes sense. So now you're feeling more so wholesome. And you're coming up and you're meeting this person, you're wholesome, and they're still fragmented and cracked. And you can see the cracks within them, and they see the wholesomeness within you. They're trying to fight you down to re-traumatize you or to reposition you in a space where you're feeling like them with all the cracks within self. Does that make sense? That's why everyone energy don't work well together. That's why you don't mesh well with certain energies, and that's okay. Them, on the other hand, they want to mesh well with any energy, and you can't mesh with any energy. You can't. I mean, you can do what you want, of course, but you can, if that makes sense. You can't, or you shouldn't. I'll say that. You shouldn't. And they want you to. You got to take me as I am. Yeah, but hell nah. Yeah, but nah. Yeah, take them as they are. Thank you, boo. But then again, nah. And I'll explain it. Yes, you should take them as they are, meaning that that's who they are. That's the blueprint. When you're able to scan them from head to toe, they fragmented. Ah, yeah, they got issues. Okay, yeah. Let me leave them alone. Let me walk away. Let me do what I need to do. And they see that. Now they think that you're better than them. In a way, yes, you are. Here's why. And this is not a cocky thing. It's a confident thing. Here's why you're better than them. If you, let's say there's two roads, two paths, and the first path is filled with nothing but cracks and fissures and many different types of rocky, we'll say rocky roads on the path. But the other path was once the same way, but the other path has been smoothed out or has been replenished or recovered or rejuvenated. So that path or that road has been fixed. It's like, okay, you going on the highway or you going in, or you driving on the street, and let's say you've been driving this specific road or highway or street for many weeks, months, or years, and then construction finally gets the okay to go ahead and repave the road. So if the road comes to be improved, of course you want to take that road. That road's much more easier. It's much more smoother, and it's going to get you to your destination a little bit quicker or faster than the other one that's more so cracked and have different types of things there. They want you, so you always have two choices in life, two paths in life. You can take the rocky road. You can make life a little bit harder than you don't really have to, or you can take a smoother road or a smoother path where you're seeing everything's a little bit more smoother. You're seeing the outcome of it. You know what I mean? So you have two options or two choices. They want you to stick on the road that's rocky, that's filled with fissures, that's filled with many different types of things here, because they feel like that you are not, they want to put you in a position where you don't feel like you are better than them. You're better than them because you took the time to take care of self. You're better than them because you took time to see the things that you didn't like about yourself, to heal yourself, and to work better on yourself. So yes, you're going to be better than them. It's not a cocky thing. It's a confident thing. You have every right to celebrate you if you're doing the work. What am I saying wrong here? You have every right to celebrate you if you are doing the work on self. Don't allow anyone to make you feel or get you to discredit yourself because you're working on self. Well, then that will leave you feeling fragmented and cracked like them. And that's what they want. This is why they burnt out. The fuck is this? Excuse me, but we got freedom. Freedom is in reverse. They don't want you to feel free. They want you to feel stuck in cracks. Nah, thank you. Hell nah. Everyone in this lifetime may have some form of cracks within self. It could be an emotional crack, a physical crack. It could be a spiritual crack. It could be a financial crack. It could be a mental crack. It could, whatever. There's some form of fissure in a person that is walking this earth. It's up to you to decide to rejuvenate that, to heal that, to recover that, to whatever you need to do. You are the aid to self that is needed to heal self. They think and assume that they need other people to heal them. So they don't want to do the work. They don't want to heal themselves. They don't want to fix the cracks within themselves. They prefer you to do it because you've already done it. That's not your job. It's not your job to heal others in that way. It's not your job to be like, okay, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Because if they don't learn, how are they going to do it for themselves? This is why they're upset at you, because they feel stuck. Oh, well, that's on them, not you. So now they're shocked because you're able to surpass all of the cracks, or you've healed the cracks within yourself. Now they feel betrayed by you. What? They're shocked that you took care of yourself, that you healed yourself, you did what you needed to do. Now they feel betrayed by you because you wanted more for yourself. Does that make sense? Oh, the collective think they better than us. You are. You did the work. So you put yourself, or you position yourself to be a better person. So yes, you are better than them from that perspective. It's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's not cockiness. It's confidence. Why is it confidence? You did the work. You did it. So it shows. So your confidence going to show. Does that make sense? They want to borrow from you. They want you to fill their ego so they can have a false sense of power. They're entitled to your energy because you are whole. And they want you to use your wholesomeness to fill their cracks up. How is that going to work? You're whole and they fill with cracks. All right, let me pour into you. And every time you pour into them, it just keeps going, slipping through the cracks that they refuse to heal. How is this your fault? This is how awareness is very important, or this is where awareness becomes very vital, very important, very imperative. You pouring into them. I just gave you this. I just helped you with this. You need more right now, but I just gave you, I just helped you. I need more. I need more. You need to help me. So now your awareness is like, oh, ping, light bulb moment, enlightenment, I just gave them $200 yesterday. They already wasted that? I just gave them this. I just helped them with this. They don't have it anymore? You cannot pour your wholesomeness into someone that is filled with cracks. You cannot. You can't. I mean, you can. You can do what you want. But I don't advise you to do that. You cannot place your wholesomeness into a person that is filled with cracks. You're going to deplete yourself at the end of it all. And that's what they want. So they can turn around and say, see, I told you. I told you the collective wasn't powerful. So they strip you from your powers, from your wholesomeness. Your wholesomeness is what makes you powerful. Think of a circle or a sphere, and there's nothing in it. I don't have anything that represents that. But think of a circle. Perfect. Here's a circle right here. It's a perfect circle. No energy can come in, no energy can come out. Just think of it as a whole, okay? Think of it as completely sealed. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out. It's in this perfect space or in this perfect element. Then on the other hand, I'll use it from this perspective. This is the whole. These are the cracks. These are the fissures that are within themselves. And they want you to fill your wholesomeness into the cracks of them. And every time you fill them up, it just goes right through. So you're losing self. You're losing your wholesomeness. You're losing your power because you're trying to fill someone who don't have it within themselves. They're trying to borrow from you. They're trying to take from you. Rob Peter to pay Paul. You're Peter. They're Paul. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're Peter. They're Paul. So they're robbing you blindly, energetically, spiritually, physically, financially, mentally, psychologically, and they don't give not two damns. They don't give a damn about you. They don't care about you, because if they did, they would have gotten themselves together. If they truly care about you like they keep saying that they do, collective, baby, they will take care of themselves. They wouldn't need you. Right or wrong, and let me know. Let me know if it's making sense. If they truly validated you or your connection, they would take care of self. They wouldn't go talking about you and running your name in the mud or trying to drive you up a wall. This is why they don't feel free. Because you see past their cracks. And the cracks are there for many different reasons, of course. This instance, from this perspective here, the main reason why the cracks are there, because they don't want to heal it. That's why they keep coming to you, because you keep pouring into it. Okay, well, I'm just going to get it from the collective. I'm going to call the collective. Yeah, they're going to give it to me. I just know they are. And blindly and freely you do. That's your mistake, and you have to take accountability. Some of you guys are, most of you guys are. However, it resonates. But yes, you played a part in this too. Yes. Does it trigger you? Good. That means you got work to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working on yourself. Don't ever feel bad. You know what I mean? Don't ever feel bad for your experience. Dang, did that happen? Shit. God damn, I understand. Hey, it's life. It's life. It don't make you a bad person. It just want to make you more aware. That's all. You're like, all right, now I understand. Listen, I'm a do better. And you do better. So the crack that they were able to slip through within you, yeah. The generosity that you have was actually cracking at your core. You overgave to people who should not be given to in the first place. That's the truth. So you overgiven or overgave, created a small fissure within yourself, or a small crack within yourself, to where now you're starting to feel tired. Now you're starting to feel lethargic. Now you're starting to question things. But that's a sign, and that's a great sign, of course. It's okay if you have taken an L. Man, I have taken many L's, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. Hey, did that happen? Yup, it did. It was crazy as hell, but yeah, that shit happened. And I learned from the mistake. Not only do I learn from it, I healed the fissure. I healed the crack, and then I remain or become wholesome again. So when you become wholesome again, and you're connected to spirit or source or God, divine power, however it resonates for you, you're going to always feel replenished. Always. Thank you. So I'm going to take you on your thing. Hopefully you won't be all nasty with me, but we'll see. Divine Truth Angel states on YouTube, I never gave, and with the question, exclamation mark, it was done without my will. You've given. You've either given energetically, everything comes with a price or a cost. You have given something at one point in time, either energetically, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, metaphorically, psychologically. All of us at one point of time has given. So that's a false statement, respectfully. And if you think that way, you in a limited mindset of things. I'm saying it respectfully. I ain't digging at you, none of that stuff. But that's the truth of it all. We have all given at some point in time, whether we were aware or we were not aware. But energy never lies. Because if you're consistently giving away your energy or pouring into someone who don't have energy, you're going to see the signs. You're going to feel it. Again, you feel tired. You feel lethargic. Hell, you might feel disoriented. What the hell going on here? Man, I'm just keep da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. You go to a job and you give it your all. You go to sleep at night. You get your 8 to 10 to 12 hours of sleep. Then you wake up to go to that job. And then you literally give it your all. You're utilizing all of your energy for that day. You're spending all of your energy for that day to give it your all. That's a form of payment. So respectfully, I disagree. Including me too. We all have given in many different ways energetically. That is the truth. So this was fated to happen. The fate here was the awareness. That was the fate. And you were fated to be aware, to understand that you can't pour into everybody. You cannot. You just can't. And they are included in the everybody. They poured into everybody. Look where they are. And they blame other people for why they are where they are. But they refuse to take accountability for themselves as to what got them there. That's the raw truth. Again, the truth gonna hurt. Yes. The truth is going to trigger. Yes. But it's going to help with healing. It is. You need to be triggered to heal yourself. Yes. And trigger can be spent in many different ways, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so my spirit say it. Okay. So divine truth angel states, this is her response to me. And you can, but that not vision. Nobody deserves to be abused for helping people. Learn lesson, but I would never think I am the problem. If you are not aware of your energy, that is the problem. Hear me and hear me well. This is wisdom that I'm giving to you guys. If you are not truly aware of your energy and how you are spending your energy, you are the problem. Why? How can you say that? Because the energy is coming from you. And if you are willing to give willy-nilly to people that don't deserve it, you're always going to remain or always have a problem. You have to fix yourself. You have to be fully aware and cognizant of the time and the energy that you spend into others, so that way you won't ever have this problem again. You are also the solution to the problems that are generated and created. Let me give you an example. I'm putting all my time and energy into this person, and this person don't respect me, and they don't love me, and I do all that I can, and again, all I'm trying to do is help. Yes, baby, that's a problem. It's not a dig, I promise you. The problem here is that there is not enough awareness to see that you are putting energy, extra energy, into a problem that you don't need to do, if that makes sense. So again, respectfully, I disagree with you. Because how else are you going to learn from your mistakes if you don't see it as such or see it as a problem, if that makes sense? There are always signs and symbols. Okay, I'm gonna block you because you're not there yet, and that's okay. Whatever. Bye, girl. Who cares? Anyone that understands where I'm coming from, you're going to resonate with what I'm saying. That person still has work to be done, and I don't have time, so whatever. That's what it is. It's a trigger. She was triggered. I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do. So hopefully she's able to see it in a different way. Anywho, we have Lion here. Okay. The Lion represents what's in reverse. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could be a Leo. They could be a Leo. But the confidence has been lost. Let me say it again. It is important, it is imperative to ensure that you spend your energy in a careful way. Don't be around people willy-nilly. And you, collectively speaking, I'm speaking to the collective now. You cannot blame other people for taking or from taken from you. Hear me out. It is not a dig. Hear me out. You cannot place blame, or I'll say it, you can't place all of the blame on a person that keeps wanting to just take and take and take from you. You have the opportunity. You have all the tools that you need and have to stop them from taking from you. No is an answer. Disconnecting is also another answer. Not helping them is also another answer. Because over time, if you keep continuously pouring into a person who don't give a flying F about you, you're the one that's going to be scorned at the end. You're the one that's going to say, I don't want to help nobody more. And I understand, I get that. But again, awareness is key. Awareness is key. The more aware you are, the more you won't be going through these things anymore. The more you are going to feel free. Yes, the future. Does that make sense? The more you're going to feel free. All right, yeah, I ain't got to help no more, man. All right, yeah, I helped you enough. I don't have to help you anymore. And you need to, and you need to, and you need. You don't have to help them. And you don't have to feel bad for not helping a person anymore. Yes, Cool Karma states self-awareness and accountability is at play here on both ends. On our end, yes. On our end as the collective, yes. On their end as the karmic too, yes. On both ends. Because something happened, something triggered where they felt comfortable keep coming back and asking for more. That makes sense? Within the energetic space. So we all collectively, generally speaking, karmically speaking, we have to be responsible with who we assist and who we help. Yes. Is it Rye Belly? On TikTok states trauma bonding through the cracks. They got multiple cracks. You got cracks too. Raina, thank you. They got all these big ass cracks. You got cracks too. That doesn't make you a bad person. That just makes you not aware at the time. And that's okay. Not everything is a dig or like, ha ha, look at the collector. I'm not like that. That ain't my type time, boo. I'm here to uplift you and show you the way. Like, look, this is a different way. Look, watch. Oh, dang, that makes sense. That's all I'm here for. But if at any time you feel offended by what I'm saying, yeah, that's a you issue. It is. It's a you issue. And I'm just going to keep moving forward. I don't give a damn. I don't have to live your life. You got to live your life. That's why I advocate for you guys to understand who you are authentically, individually. Yes. The triggers are going to help you grow. Who's that? Spiritual Django on TikTok. Only a son of a pew pew have triggers become a shot. That's the case. The triggers is a pressure. It's a pressure point within yourself, or it becomes so unbearable within yourself, it's going to let off a shot, if that makes sense. So you're able to see it from a different perspective. So if someone keeps constantly triggering you, or there's triggers that keep coming to you and it keeps pushing down, you keep pushing down and pushing down and pushing down, it's becoming pressurized to the point where it's going boom, let out. It depends on how you perceive that. You are responsible for your energy. Yes, you are. Spiritually, emotionally, financially, mentally, psychologically, collectively, you are responsible for your energy. Yes. You are also responsible for how you help and assist others who should not be helped. There are some people out here that cannot be helped because here comes your wholesomeness and you're just pouring and pouring and pouring. And then you upset. No, boo. No, ma'am, and no, sir. Don't do that to yourself. So then they try to prey on your downfall, which makes no sense. How in the hell a person that has cracks within themselves is going to try to come up against someone that is wholesome? That doesn't make sense. You're praying against me because I said no? Okay, do it. Who cares? Do it. And you'll never see your way. And yeah. But I did see my way. I stopped along my way to help. If that makes sense, I saw my way. I was stopped along my way. And they were along your way, and you decided to stop to help them. And now you see all the cracks as you stopped, metaphorically speaking, figuratively speaking. You stopped in your tracks to see the cracks, and they're upset. Why'd you stop me then? Figuratively, metaphorically speaking, why did you stop me then? They stopped you in your tracks, and you saw the cracks as you were stopped in the tracks. And now they're mad at you because you see the cracks where they stopped you in your tracks. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. There's not a lot of truthful people out here. Yeah, it is. Every day I'm like, oh God, here we go again. Yeah, every day I'm just like, yeah. It's not a lot of truthful people out here. It's not. They claim that they are, but they're not. That's the truth. Too many people living half-truths. And when someone is truly wholesome, coming up and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, no, you don't tell me that. They triggered. Okay, it just doesn't make sense, man. It's exhausting, if you ask me. Yes, Alfredo states on YouTube, if we unaware give our energy out to bad people, it means we are not using our discernment or intuition, so we're just as bad as dumb. I wouldn't say that. You're not as bad as dumb. No. You're just not aware. And again, just because you're not aware of something doesn't make you bad. It just means that you're not aware. I respectfully disagree. Because there's many things I wasn't aware about, but that didn't make me a bad person. My intentions were pure. My intentions were always positive. But the moment I became aware, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I ain't doing that no more. They made you bad, if that makes sense. This is how people that are actually good or good-hearted people turn bad. Because they push people like you to act like them. And that's where the abuse comes in. Ms. Blacklisted says, no excuse for abuse. Yes. This is why good-hearted or kind-hearted people feel abused. This is why. And I understand. I truly do. They put you in a position, or they position you in a position to make you feel like that. They justify their abuse towards you because you say no. And I would never ever justify abuse, of course. Hell nah. I don't play that shit. Hell nah. It's a really sick, twisted mind that these people play from. And they use abuse as a justification to cause harm towards you because you simply said no. That's why they burnt out now. Because they don't have the endurance. They don't. You do. So I got to get my ass whooped because I told you no? I got to be the butt of your joke because I said no? I got to be put in harm's way because I said no? It's only when you say no, not when you say yes. That's not a red flag there. That's a big sense of awareness right there. They ain't saying nothing to you as long as you keep saying yes. But the moment you say no, oh, you and you ain't in the run, It's never when you say yes. It's always when you say no. Now it was your fault. Now you ain't worth nothing. Now you ain't this. I always knew you couldn't do it. Yeah, and I knew you, and you would suck. Like, what the My God. That's the majority of the world that think like that. The majority of the world is living in entitlement. And they want to justify that through the people that did help them. Your problem is you need to be more careful and discerning and aware of your energy. That's your problem. That could be spun in a metaphoric way, a figurative way, or actual literal way. But the problem that you may have or had is the awareness of how you spend your energy. That's the problem. Hopefully that makes sense. It's not a dig. I'm just showing you that makes sense. That's the problem. That's the issue. Oh, that's the issue. Yep. Now you're aware. Ah, shit. Yep. That makes sense. Ding. Enlightenment. Oh. Okay, let me don't do that anymore. In the moment that you don't do that anymore, what did you just do to the crack within yourself? You healed it. You ain't gonna do it no more. You're not bandaging it up anymore. There's no more band-aids on the crack within self. You fixed it. So since you fixed it, you're gonna be here. This is where you're gonna be. This is where you're going to be. This is where they don't want you to be. But this is where you're going to be. It's going to make sense if you're doing the work. If that makes sense. This is why it's blowing up in their face. This is why. Going back to my notes. Burnt out rarely comes from doing too much. It comes from maintaining too many illusions at once. They have many illusions that they formed around you, so you can't see the cracks or the fragments of themselves. That's why they wore the crack, or they wore the mask. That's why. That's why they had many illusions surrounding you, so you never break free or break through the illusions. Does that make sense? The exhaustion is identity strain. They're straining to remain in a certain position, to be identified in a certain way. They want you to identify them in a certain way, in a specific way, in a precise way. That's for their safety, not yours. Why would someone want to hide their real self if they're truthful? Let's break this down. Why would someone want to hide their truthful self if they keep saying that they're truthful? So they hide themselves with the many masks, the physical mask, the emotional mask, but they can't hide their energy. They can hide emotionally. They can hide physically. They can hide financially. Hell, they can try to hide mentally too. They cannot hide energetically. They can't. Hence the reason why the many masks. That's the reason why. Now you understand terms of energy? You can't have everyone around your energy. You can't. That's the truth. You're too wholesome for it. And people who are not in the space where you are, they're going to make you unwholesome. They're going to make you fragmented like them. That's what they're going to do. That's what they try to do. Now they tugging and fighting with your shit, with you. This my energy. Why you fighting me, tugging and pulling for this my energy. Well, you need to help me. And you don't have to do that. That's the thing. You don't. You gotta do that. Fuck them. Again, the cracks don't happen overnight. It is years upon years upon years of whatever they went through that creates the cracks. And some people have such huge cracks within themselves that they are afraid to heal it. So they blame you for it. Okay. Whatever. So then the cracks keep spilling out and out and more and more and out and out and more. It just keeps spreading. Every time they get more angry and upset and irate with you, it just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading. Oh yeah, I'm going to fix myself. It's not an overnight thing. It's not. It doesn't take, it's not an overnight sensation that someone get into a really, really effed up space, because again, there are signs. And Cool Karma mentioned something on YouTube surrounding a fuel gauge. There are signs before the actual thing happens. So yes, she mentioned if you have a car and you have the fuel gauge on the dashboard, but the fuel gauge says empty, but you keep thinking you can drive the car, the sign states that, hey, the car is almost out of gas. You need to go fill up. And if you don't replenish or refill yourself, you're going to run out of gas. You're going to be burnt out just like them. Because they feel if you can't get to help, if you can't help them, they don't want you helping anybody else. Who in the flying fart to them to tell you who you can help and who you can't help? That's your energy. But again, you have to be very careful and mindful in regards to how you spend your energy. That's the truth. That's why you see good-hearted people by themselves. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because you got to be selective with your energy. That's the truth. I hope that makes sense. And if it don't, tell me. so I can break it down for you, because this is very important to understand and learn. People walking out here and don't know anything about themselves, and that is the most dangerous space that you can put yourself in. That's not fair to you, that you're not aware of self, but other people are aware of your goodness and your greatness and they just taken from you. Come on. How is that fair to you? Then eventually you're sitting down and pondering in life, trying to figure out, where'd your life go? From what point of view? You want me to break it down? Yes. What point of view? Just put a little snippet in and I'll break it down. You think a flower can be around a group of weeds? Let's think about it. This beautiful bouquet of flowers and roses. Do you think for a fact that if there were weeds surrounding these roses, that these roses will be beautiful in this nature? What happens if this bed of roses were filled surrounding weeds? The weeds is going to suck up all of the essence and the greatness of the flowers. This is you. Why are y'all so hard to see yourself in self, if that makes sense? Why can't you see the beauty in self? That's what makes you wholesome, if that makes sense. They don't want you to see you as such. And you're doing a big disservice to yourself when you don't see yourself as such, if that makes sense. The beauty is within. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. But the beauty is within. And you cannot have the weeds surrounding you, because if you do, you won't have those roses. So be careful of your energy. Be careful of the weeds. Pick them up, pluck them up, throw them out, whatever you got to do. But don't allow the weeds to suck from the inner parts of you. No. This is why they're powerless. This is why they're powerless. Oh, I can't suck the energy out the collective anymore. And then they're so fucking rambunctious. They loud as hell. They ignorant as hell. And they blaming you for their ignorance. Let me look up the etymology of the word ignorance. Give me a second. Because it's just like, what the fuck? Hold on, y'all. Oh. The etymology of the word ignorance is lack of wisdom or knowledge. The act of ignoring, where ignorance is bliss. They feel at peace. They feel very blissful when they stay in ignorance. And they are truly 100% ignorant in their core. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. They can't see the beauty within themselves. That is the ignorance of themselves talking. They're very pessimistic. Oh, I can't, and it won't work. And how come I didn't get the same opportunity? And I don't like the collective. And they always doing better than me. And you're going to do better than people if you take care of self. If you take care of the roses within yourself, baby, it's going to grow. If you nurture self every day, if you take all the energy that you have placed in other people and put it in yourself, you're going to grow. You are. The energy is going to show you there was great energy placed into growing this bouquet of roses. Look at the outcome of it. This is a physical depiction of a florist or a gardener taking his time to grow these roses in such a beautiful essence. Look at the physical depiction of the roses. This is what you have to grow within self. Not outside of self, in self. And when you allow this, the seeds, to grow within, you be like, dang, look at my, man, look at it. It's so beautiful. This is physically speaking, metaphorically speaking, figuratively speaking, if that makes sense. And you're looking at like, oh my God, wow, look how pretty it is. Because you took time to grow self. A lot of people can't understand and comprehend what I'm saying. Even roses don't grow through cracks. Even roses grow through cracks. That's the truth. If you're serious about yourself, it's going to show. If you're serious about healing yourself, it's going to show. Despite what people try to do to you and push on you and throw dirt on you, I'm sure you ever grown a flower, people throw dirt on flowers all the time. The elements always shifts within a flower's environment all the time, but the flower still has a great opportunity to grow, and it do. Yeah, well, don't respond to it. I have, so if anybody's trying to message you and stuff like that, y'all know, come on, y'all. I don't even act like that. Come on. If anybody's trying to message you, if I have a message, I don't even operate in that way. I have checks. You will see, what do you call it? Verified checks next to my name. And if that's not me, if there's no verified check next to my name, that's not me. So they end up stuck. Hey, Fireball. They end up stuck in the web. The web of their own exhaustion. Their own burnt out. And so they're the bug. This is you, the spider. They come into your web. Okay. Now the bug is trying to get out of it. And every time they keep trying to move, they keep getting more entangled. And then eventually they burn out. Let them burn out. That's the perspective. That's the tea they don't want you to drink. They're giving you the tea. They're literally pouring the tea. You are the cup, the wholesome cup. You're filled. You're wholesome. And they keep trying to pour things into you. Cracks, deception, lies, deceit, abuse. So something had to happen in a way where you had to protect yourself. This web is the foundation of self, the protection of self. So when somebody tries to come into your web, there you go. And if you're wholesome with awareness, you're going to be able to trap them in your awareness. You're going to be able to trap them with the keen perception that you have created or generated, if that makes sense. I'm going to keep saying it. There are many ways to be the narcissist. It is. It depends on how you want to beat them. You ain't got to touch them. I prefer you don't. But there are many ways to be the narcissist. A burnt out person can never see me. I'm being so for real. You burnt out. I'm not. I'm not even going to argue and fight with you. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, okay. All over there. Who cares, heifer? Because that's how they sound. Unable to express emotions. To be honest, so Karen states on TikTok, keep calm, that annoys them. Keep calm and laugh. Don't forget laugh. Keep calm but laugh. That definitely annoyed them for sure. Yeah, now they angry. My mighty, matey. That's dumb. Like a goddamn pirate out here and shit. Yeah. Now they stuck with their anger issues. Hell yeah. Not only am I going to, yeah, for sure, I'm going to laugh. So, hey, suffering in silence, man, and a toxic family. Nasty heifers. They got anxiety here, which they manifested, and depression too, because they want to be your rival. Huh? An unhealed person is trying to rival against someone that's healed? Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Huh? Does that make sense to y'all? Sincerely. Does that make sense? An unhealed person fighting with a healed person, and you're never healed, if that makes sense. Every day is an opportunity to heal something about yourself. Every day. Because even today, I'm still healing. Every day I have another opportunity to fix something or reflect. I do it, if that makes sense. But a 90% to 100% unhealed people dealing with someone that has maybe say less than 20, maybe 30% left of healing, if that makes sense. Big difference, big split. The depressed have anxiety that they manifested because they want to be a rival. Okay, you want to be my rival, little dog? All right, go ahead, play. Go ahead. Here go the controller. Here, play, little dog. And I'm gonna get the and I'm gonna get the collective. And that energy, it acts just like that. That's why they burnt out. That's why they burned out. They overcompensate with the energy that they don't have. They borrowed from others just to put themselves in the position as if they have, and they don't have anything at all. And I'm gonna show you, and I can stand the collective, and don't talk to the collective, and you need to, and you're like, what the hell? He burned out. It's out of here. because they want to be impulsive. An impulsive person who's not healed, burning out. That sounds about right. An impulsive person that wants to be a rival becomes burnt out by you because you ain't paying that shit no mind. Get out of here. Yeah, but Tilly, what are you doing? Pay attention to me. I'm talking bad about you. I don't give a damn. It ain't true. We don't care, heifer. It could be a Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn. They could be a Capricorn. However resonates. You better listen to me. No. Why about to listen to someone that is not whole? Make it make sense. Communication, no communication, Aquarius. You could be an Aquarius. They could be an Aquarius. We also have Cancer here. You may have Cancer signs in your house. Yeah. You may have Cancer signs in your house. You could be a Cancer sign, or someone has Cancer in a home or in a house. Or someone's developing cancer. So there's some form of cancer. Stress causes cancer. Someone's stressing out so bad over you that they've manifested this. Actual cancer. Trying to bully you. Okay. An unabundant person trying to bully you. Well, let me just go get my crew and I'm going to come right back for you. Okay, go get them, Heifer. Go get them. Hurry up. Go get them. And you just stay right there, collective. And you better not move a muscle. And I'm going to come right back and I'm going to prove to you I'm going to beat you with no energy. That's why they go get a flock of CUNTs. Does that make sense? Now you understand it. Now I can't beat you, but I'm going to figure out how to beat you. And when I do, you stay right there, okay? And when they leave, you leave. And you completely gone. Just gone. Gone like the wind, child. I made a post. I've been having a lot of messages coming through this morning. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get it together. I stated, once they realize you ignore them, they will use your name for clout. Clout is a form of energy as well. Yes, it is. They will use your name for clout to restart the drama. Attention becomes their fuel and your silence becomes the stage they try to perform on. Clout is not popularity to them. It is borrowed energy. You have the clout, quote unquote. You have the energy. You have the wholesome energy. So they keep speaking on your name because they know your name ring-a-ling-a-ling bells. So if someone heard the collective's name, people are going to come running and watching you. Does that make sense? So clout is energy. So attention becomes their fuel and your silence becomes the stage they try to perform on. Clout is not popularity to them. It is borrowed energy, a way to gather an audience so they can feel powerful without actually becoming powerful. They don't need truth. They need witnesses. And if they cannot access you directly, they will try to access your reputation, clout chaser. So they will try to access your reputation, your story, or your name, hoping the noise pulls you back into the arena they cannot stand alone. This is why they feel they can beat you. I also made another post yesterday surrounding beating you. They exposed themselves the moment they told themselves they were going to beat you. They did not say they were going to grow with you. They did not say that they understand you. They did not say build with you. They said they're going to beat you. So that tells you right there, there's a big division, right? So that means somewhere in their mind, your presence felt like a threat to their hierarchy. And their hierarchy is not high, it's low. They don't think highly of themselves. So why would they have a hierarchy of self, if that makes sense? So your growth felt like competition. Your clarity felt like a challenge to their dominance. Your clarity felt like a challenge to their dominance. You were in a relationship. They were in a silent tournament. That's the psychological fracture, the fissures, the cracks. When someone frames connection as a win or lose dynamic, they're not seeking intimacy, and intimacy can be spun in many different ways. They are seeking to feel and be superior more than you. Love requires vulnerability. Competition requires ego defense. You're in a space of love. They're in a space of competition. Y'all are not the same. I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all are not the same. You're not. The moment they decided to show you, they revealed that they were measuring themselves against you the entire time. You were building, they were calculating. You were connecting, they were strategizing. People who need to beat you secretly feel beneath you. Again, the hierarchy wasn't high. It was low. The competition is confession. So by them keep saying that they're going to beat you, they're going to beat you. Okay, they just confess to you that they feel threatened by you. And they're so scared of that. So again, an unhealed person trying to fight a person that's healed. Okay. Okay. Let them play. Whatever. Let them play. Now they confused. Uh-huh. I did. And the collector. It's always you. It's always you. It's always you. Your name is always somewhere in somebody filthy mouth. Ills. Always like that. Always. Your name is always in somebody's mouth, child, and they stuck. Come on. It could be siblings, however it resonate. Always, your name always stuck. It could be a friend, however it resonates. Living together was here. It could be a Leo. You could have been living with this friend, or this friend was living with you. If you were living with a friend, you left them. You stopped paying your half of the rent or whatever. They got mad about that. If a friend was living with you, you probably had told them to leave. However it resonates. Could be a sibling too. So however that circumstance were, if that resonates for you. They didn't like the fact that you left them high and dry. Well, they should have kept their end of the deal or the end of the contract, and they did not. So it's not your fault. We have divine masculine and we have angels. So divine masculine could be, you may have an ancestor that have passed, a grandfather figure that could be watching over you, an uncle figure, a father figure, someone that's divinely guided, or you could be the divine masculine, a man, or you could be a woman in your masculine energy too. So again, however it resonates, because it's going to, it's going to resonate how it needs to resonate for whoever it resonates for. Could be a Libra. Pregnancy is here. I don't feel this is an actual physical pregnancy, although it could be. But I surely don't feel that. But again, take it how it resonates. It could be that this person was creating, because pregnancy is creation, and they were creating, They were creating against you because you have high self-esteem and they don't. And they will never fix themselves because they feel like, and that's the issue, they don't feel there's nothing wrong with them. Who cares? That's them. I can't stand the collectors' high self-esteem. How dare they have high self-esteem? So they're doing witchcraft or spell work. Let them. Who cares, man? Who cares? And they better be very careful with that. This is a big, big warning here. Whoever trying to do spell work or anything on you, baby, they don't want that smoke. I'm telling you, you blow that BRT out the waters. Poof, poof, boom. You blow that BRT out the water, they ain't ready for that. I'm telling you. So if they want to feel froggy and they want to leap and they want to do whatever they do, they're not going to be able to handle this. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It won't even be a fair fight if they doing some kind of something. This is what they're hiding. Yeah, they hiding that they did spell work or threw it towards you or project onto you. Baby, they will be hemmed up like a scarecrow in the middle of nowhere. That's how they're going to be hemmed up, rigor mortis, like a scarecrow in the middle of nowhere. Okay. All right now. Self-control is in reverse. Baby, they don't want that smoke. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. These are the type that think they know everything. This person could have been evicted. They could be bisexual. You could be bisexual, however it resonates. If you're not bisexual, it's okay, babe. It's not that serious. I'm just going out with the card saying, oh, I ain't baby. It's okay. All right. For whoever the card, I ain't bisexual, baby. It's okay. You ain't gotta be. I'm just saying what's on the card. I don't even know why I gotta say it, but I gotta say it. So anywho, for who resonates, okay? They could be bisexual, they got evicted, hitting the gender black magic, yes. Now they have trust issues against you. An unhealed person has trust issues against someone that's truly healed, but you're the one that were helping them in their time of need. So why didn't they not have trust issues when you were helping them in their time of need? Make it make sense. Now they have trust issues because you refuse to help them, but they did not have trust issues when you were helping them at the time. I'm tired of dealing with these Sesame Street monsters, child. I'm tired of dealing with the count 1, 2, 3, ha, ha, ha. I'm tired of dealing with Big Bird and Ernie and who Rosita. I'm tired of dealing with these Sesame Street characters because this is what you're dealing with on the day-to-day. You're dealing with childish adults. That's what it is. And they freaked out. If that makes sense. I'm tired of the Sesame Street semantics. I am. We got financial successes in reverse. Baby. Oh my God. Dark energy. Okay, whatever. Play in the dark energy. Who cares? Do it. Who cares? Competition. And then praying. Praying is in reverse. If that makes sense. But want to compete with you. But can't take care of themselves. Okay. Oh. And super jealous of you. Whatever. And unloyal. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Just let them people be, child. Let them be angry. Let them be upset. Let them be irate. Let them do what they need to do. Yeah, like Shauna states, not my issue. Absolutely. It's not. Y'all don't have to deal with this. You don't. Yeah. Get rid of these Sesame Street characters, please. Please. Just get rid of them, child. Just let them be. Release them and let them spaz out on Sesame Street somewhere. We still haven't found the directions to Sesame Street. Clearly, they might know. Yeah, I'm sure they know we don't know the direction. We don't know how to get to Sesame Street, but clearly they do because look how childish they acted. I'm saying. Let them be on Sesame Street, y'all. We got Aquarius. You could be the Aquarius. They could be the Aquarius. However, resonates. We had Libra and whatever signs, Capricorn and Leo. We have Taurus here. Whatever. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? We got Taurus. We got Libra. We got Libra. Not Fraggle Rock. Not Fraggle Rock. I ain't hear that in a long time, child. But yeah, I'll say Fraggle Rock too. Okay, we got Virgo, strong Libra. We have Cancer. Oh man, it was funny. Fraggle Rock. Libra again, strong Libra. Pisces. Sagittarius. Hey, Christopher. Funny as hell, child. Cancer. Libra, strong Libra. Gemini. And Scorpio. So however it resonates. So if it resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you, Timothy. So again, I have a workshop that is coming up, and I really would like for you guys to join. It is for 4 weeks. It is between March 8th to March 29th. This is a paid investment. Yes. If you like my teaching style on here, then you're going to love me even further in a one-on-one session, more private session here, and we're going to dive deeper surrounding this book here. Okay, so yeah, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. This book is readily available for purchase on Amazon. Go ahead and grab your book. I have the Wisdom Beyond Wounds group on Facebook. Definitely get inside there. There's a prompt that I already left in there for this morning. Get in there and get the work done. The more truthful that you are with self, the more you're going to be successful. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, dang, girl, that was it? Yes, boo. That was it. Okay? Stop playing with yourself. That's it. Stop playing. All right? What else I got? Yeah, so the workshop, the book, and the group, and then the podcast as well too. I'm still doing recordings too. So yeah, everything is just coming in the way it needs to come. All right. So thank you so much for being here. You are truly appreciated. Again, you came here to thrive and not survive. That's it. You came here to thrive and not survive. So until next time, you guys go out there and have a great Valentine's. If you celebrate, if you don't, that's okay too. You can celebrate with self. That's a form of love. Take out rest days. And I leave y'all flowers, 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 flowers. Take care. Blessings to you. Take care. See ya. Thank you.